Welcome everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Chrissy and today I'm going to be giving you a prediction reading for the 18th of February. Now, if you are new here, please subscribe, hit the like buttons, guys. You know that helps me heaps, and always feel free to comment down below. I'll sometimes take a day or two to get back to you, but I always try to get back to your comments. The other thing I just wanted to mention is thanks guys for replying to my little video on the apps. We seem to be getting a lot of surprise little apps popping up on our phones and devices. I agree with you. I think we should just delete them, to be honest. I mean, how necessary are all these things in our lives? We know they're wanting your location for everything. It's just getting crazy. We're just getting inundated with things. I sometimes wonder what young people must think. Like, they're just so inundated on their phones with everything, aren't they? It must be having a big impact on their psyche sometimes. I do think about that a lot. So yes, I think that's the wisest decision, is to delete them off so they don't know our, well, they still know our locations anyway, don't they, guys? So I don't know where it's all headed, but it just all seems to be getting a bit crazy now. So thanks for your feedback, guys, on that as well. I just get, I just get frustrated by how easy it is for them to just like pop things up with people, and people don't even know it. Like, people would just press all those buttons and access and information, allow this and allow that, do not allow. Like, it's just crazy. And people, I mean, imagine an older person, they don't even know what they're pressing. Oh, it's just craziness. Okay, enough of that. Anyway, so that's the apps. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out, guys. I did a little video yesterday on apps. All right, I'll close my eyes. Let's get started. We'll see what comes up. There's a lot happening globally. I actually think there's a big, there's some freedom protest marches organised for today, if anyone's interested in those. I'm personally not going. There is one in Canberra, an hour away from where I live, but I'm not going. I just can't cope with all that energy of the anger and things in people. We've been talking about that here for a while, guys, haven't we? So it's just a personal choice, but there is a lot happening globally. And thanks for all your feedback, guys. You guys are unreal. You all let everybody know here on my channel what's happening where you're living. We know Germany, there is an enormous amount happening. I've been getting Germany for a while, but there are so many protests and things happening, this is happening. This is happening, guys. There's movement, the shift has started, it's kicked off. And yeah, we just need to keep sharing our info and letting each other know what's going on. So I'll give you the feedback from Australia and find out how big these marches are today, but they are organised in all the capital cities today. But I'm guessing it's not us, any of you that are watching my channel. I'm thinking it's the sleepwalkers waking up. Okay, let's see where else we go. I'm getting a Midnight Oil song. We get a few Midnight Oil songs. I'm sure you guys are getting to know my Aussie band Midnight Oil. And it's the rich get richer, the poor get the picture. The bombs never hit you when you're down so low. Nothing really matters, no. To know, what am I to know? Oh, you wouldn't read about it? Is that what the song's called? You wouldn't read about it. I think we've had that song before. Well, that's the song I'm getting today, guys. We've got to go listen to that by Midnight Oil. I'm pretty sure it's called Read About It. The rich get richer, the poor get the picture. And look, that song, we've got to go and listen to the words of this, because the poor, which is all us little people and peasants, they're starting to get the picture now that they're being screwed over by their government. So I want you to play that song today. Lots of meaning in that song for us to hear. Okay. And it is. They know they're being stood on, like I keep saying. Trudeau's stepping on people like a doormat and wiping his feet on them. So people are starting to realise it's happening, guys. All right, let's keep going. God, they're showing me shops. They're showing me the shelves in shops. Now, I know this. We've had these problems before during lockdowns. We had food shortages. Well, this is happening again. I think some of you have actually mentioned that too, but they're showing me visuals of food shortages, like the shelves getting bare. And as we know, it's all a planned agenda to direct people somewhere else. Like, if there's all this food's not on the shelf, then you're going to have to go and look over on this shelf because look, it's all this food over here. So this is going to be the start to be the trickery they're going to use. They're going to empty the shelves of what they don't want and start filling the shelves of what they do want. This is the government leaders. We know there's a lot going on around the vegan eating bugs and, you know, Bill Gates buying up all the farmland. There's so many things going on around these industries, you know, controlling cattle. Actually, I forgot to mention to you guys, did I mention to you the other day, speaking of cows and things, they're starting to bring in electronic tagging on all the animals. A few of the farmers have been coming into work here and saying how they're annoyed that the government's wanting them to do electronic tagging on all their animals, and they're saying that it's because of the theft and, you know, animals being stolen and all that. It's not, is it? Oh, but the farmers are waking up to it too because they're going, this is really strange. So that's happening here in Australia. They're starting to come after the farmers. It just reminds me of the Netherlands and what they've been to hell and back over there. So this is starting to wake up a lot of people. I said people are coming in talking about they don't want the digital currency. This is farmers and people like that. People are awake up. So that's why, well, getting back to, I'm getting the emptying of the shelves. So maybe, guys, I know, Chris, you're very good at this, at stocking up supplies. Get your canned foods, get your frozen foods if you've got big fridges. I'm just saying this is the kind of crap they're going to start coming out with now, is that there's shortages of this and shortages of that. I know a lot of us here, we grow our own vegetables. We're very self-sufficient. Obviously, we can't do everything. But, you know, you can trade with each other too. We can start doing more of that stuff moving forward. My girlfriend, she gives me heaps of eggs. It's like unbelievable. And we know that eggs are becoming very scarce, aren't they? That's one of their latest attacks on the food industry. So the eggs, because eggs are very healthy for you, aren't they? So, you know, this is the kind of thing we can kind of swap and give things to each other as well. And start to look at ways to do this moving forward, because I think, well, this year, oh God, that's just what I'm getting. I'm getting visuals of like empty shelves, and I'm not seeing people fighting over it. It's not that kind of empty like the toilet paper fiasco that everybody lived through. What even happened there? That was just crazy. I still don't even know why that happened. It was madness. But this is more about, no, there's a shortage of meat. There's a shortage of, you know, chickens. There's a shortage of all this kind of, you know, we know where it's all heading, but it's actually going to be that there's a shortage, and it's not because of the little people buying them. It's just, oh, they can use anything, really. They could use any excuses. They could use the floods. They could use the fires. They could use, oh, the perfect one's going to be that transportation. You know, cost of fuel. Trucks can't afford to, you know, move everything around the country. God, I mean, look what they did in Canada to the truckers over there. Like, cost of fuel, get all your passes. So they can use anything they can think of to talk about these food shortages. They'll just pluck out of thin air. God, they've got that many reasons now. It's not even hard to find reasons, is it? So I am getting that pictures of food shortages. So I think we've got to get wiser, guys. Get your tin foods, get your frozen foods, and just stock up a bit. I don't mean it's going to go forever, but I mean, you know, just if something gets a little bit weird, you've got enough to kind of get you through. You're not panicking. Not that we would ever panic anyway, but just so that you feel self-sufficient is probably the message that I'm getting. Chris, I think you've got enough for 6 months, haven't you? You're so stocked up. I think we all need to take a leaf out of your book and start getting wiser to where this is all headed. So it's going to be a tough year for people. It is. It's going to be a tough year. And that's for everybody, even us. Like, it's going to be for everybody. That's why so many people are going to wake up, guys, because of just the cost of living. It's just going to, well, you can't afford. You can't afford to live. And the bills don't stop coming in, do they? We know that. Plus, they're all going up. So, you know, so much light at the end of the tunnel for a lot of these sleepwalkers and people waking up, because they're now realising that they're being taken down to nothing. All right, let's see where else we go. I'm getting England. England's rising. I said the other day that you were going to keep having continued protests, and I'm pretty sure that I've been correct in the last month or so. We've been saying this for a little bit, that we didn't expect them to stand up before the coronation. But I think most of you have probably seen out there, I think it was yesterday or last night, I saw it on the news, yes, "You're not our king" or something. They held up these signs. Did you see that, guys? When Charles was walking past in Camilla. "You're not our king." See, it's not working. The Royal Kardashians, they're not taking off. People are over it. They're sick of the BS and garbage that they're being fed about the royals, because they're seeing the opulence and the wealth and the extreme lifestyle and extravagance that they're living in. And it's making people furious. So more people rising up and getting England still rising. It's all go over there now. I don't think there's any turning back. Coronation's going to be interesting. Instead of being like cheers and everyone with their flags and everything, I think the coronation's going to end up being a big protest. Actually, that'd be good. Big protests all along the barriers and all zillions of people protesting the king. Oh my God. Don't be surprised. That could happen. Okay. Because remember, everything gains momentum and traction once it starts. It's like the blob movement that we always talk about. It just, people keep sticking to it and it keeps growing in size and growing and growing. And we know, as we talk about here all the time, the amount of jab injuries, people dying suddenly, it's all happening, guys. You know, they're getting called out on all this stuff now. And these issues are becoming, well, like I keep saying, they're getting lawyers involved. And there's a lot of lawsuits going on globally around a lot of these things. Because if someone's vaccine injured, and it's severe, they can't work. How are they going to afford to live in this bloody economy? So they have to fight back somehow. I don't know how they're affording their lawyers. Well, how do you do that? Oh my God. But that's where they come together in groups. See, I keep talking about these truth movements. They come together in groups. I posted, actually, guys, on my Facebook page, Chrissy Fitzgerald Psychic Life Coach, I posted a video yesterday, I think it was, of Senator Malcolm Roberts. I get them mixed up all the time. And he's calling out the APRA silencing doctors, and you should have seen him lying. You got to go watch it, guys. It's just ridiculous. We know APRA silenced doctors. They weren't allowed to speak out against the narrative, and we know they're still conducting that sort of carry-ons. So a lot of doctors have been silenced for a long time, and they've finally had a gutful, and they're coming forward together. So these truth men, just know they're growing. They are. It's happening in Australia here. They're getting called out for it. So go watch that video if you get a chance on my Facebook, Chris Fitzgerald Psychic Life Coach page. I always try and post a few things to keep you guys in the loop with Australia. Okay, let's see where else we go. It's very hot here today, guys. I'm sweating already. It's only 10 o'clock in the morning. And it's 30 degrees. We're getting 35 or something today, so extreme heat wave at the minute. We just can't get the temperatures right. Oh, all right. But I've got air conditioning, so I'm lucky. Okay. Getting Belgium, Munich, huge fight backs, huge standing up. Quite volatile still. Things have got quite heated over there, quite heated exchanges. Because the government doesn't want to step down. They don't want to step down. But the people don't want to step down. So you've got this real, it's like I always say, that energy of when you put two magnets together and they repel and it bounces off each other. You know, when you put the magnets the wrong way around and they repel and you can feel the energy. That's the energy in Germany. Huge fight backs. And government and the people are repelling each other. They're really, it's like, as much as they're fighting each other, they're pushing each other away with that energy. Just getting that for these areas. For some reason I'm getting soul. Is that in China? It is, isn't it? I just have to say it. Look, they might be getting protests too. We're never going to see any of this on mainstream media. We know we're not. So if anyone hears of anything, let us know what's happening anywhere in the world, because as we know, Sky News here in Australia is the only one that tells the truth, but they just don't show us anything because it has to be kept hidden at all costs. Oh, last night on the news too, guys, just to let you know, they were talking about the, what's that? Is it SRV, that virus, that chest virus they talk about, SRV, the respiratory virus they talk about now. All a bit semi-related to COVID, isn't it? Well, yes, in Australia now, they showed this baby that could hardly breathe, like worst case scenario, of course. And the miracle, yep, they have created a vaccine for it. So you can get a vaccine for that now in Australia. So very lucky for us, there is a vaccine for pretty much everything now in Australia. Because when you have a Moderna factory and all this kind of thing, you can just churn jabs out. So now we've got the vaccine for that. Now, I was talking the other week, guys, about, was it the Sears virus? Is that what they were saying was going to come out and be this flesh-eating virus in children that was going to give them paralysis and brain damage or something? Well, yes, something popped up on my feed the other day, and I think we've had the first case. Someone hurt their ankle and they ended up with a flesh-eating virus and died, some 12-year-old kid. Like, what the... They can make any... That's what it was. It was a severe form of strep. You know how sometimes if you go to hospitals and that, you get your strep infection. Oh, no, staph. Sorry, not strep. Oh, my God, don't worry about me. Your staph infection. Well, yes, this kid got that, so it ended up being a flesh-eating virus. So here we go. Things are kicking off, guys. More jabs in arms, I'm guessing, around this. So just bits and pieces are just filtering out to the public about all these new scary things going on. That's in Australia anyway. I'm sure you guys are getting it as well. Okay, let's see where else we go. God, I am getting that people are returning to their basic, like, roots. This is the people wake up and the sleepwalkers. They're returning, meaning they're returning to who they are. They're starting to to realize what's going on, which means they're wanting to return back to themselves. So we know the soul breakdown takes you back to who you really are at the core of your being. We've been talking about that little video on YouTube, Finding Joe. Oh, it's so cute. But it's so our journey. If any of you have watched that little video, it's on my Facebook page too, guys. That video is exactly what we've been through. And we've gone through the awakening process and it's taken us back to who we are. We found ourselves again. They had this little diagram on there where you're born and then you lose yourself along the way, but then you find yourself again. And that's why a lot of us here have managed to feel freedom again. And we've found our happy place and we find joy in simple as things. God, you know, we'll look at a flower, we'll see a butterfly floating along, we see eagles and things like birds all the time, guys, on my channel, don't we? And we see beauty in the simple things. We enjoy a beautiful cooking up a meal and just sitting with our families and friends, you know, simple things that you guys communicate to me that we're starting to enjoy. A hug from a family member, like, how beautiful is it to be able to do simple and normal things? And that's what the awakening is. It's taking these people back to the core of their being now and who they really are. And that's what the Great Awakening is about. And that's why the shift is occurring on a very large scale this year, because they're having to go through their soul breakdowns, I guess you could call it. And everybody goes through that differently. We don't all go through it the same. Hang on a minute. God, I'm getting this song by, is it Roy Orbison, Crying? Alone and crying. Remember that song, Crying? It's pretty old. I'm getting this crying, these people, there's a lot of crying because it's loss of their old life, it's loss of what they thought was real, what they thought was the truth, they've been lied to. What have they jabbed into themselves? We know that's got to make you cry when you start hearing stories. God help if they watch the documentary Died Suddenly. So, and they've injected their children, most of them. So I'm getting that song, crying, crying, and I don't think it's Roy Orbison, isn't it? Anyway, we'll have to look that up. That's the song I'm getting for these people. There's a lot of crying, sadness, grief, loss, all of the above. All goes under the one umbrella. Crying can be many things. It doesn't have to be just tears. It can be, you know, sadness, loss, even anger. They say anger is men's tears. That's the old saying. So that can be a form of crying too. When someone's really angry, and we know that they're going to get angry and pissed off because their pain bodies are going to rise up. They've already started, and they get angry. And anger is like a form of tears and grief and loss. All right, let's see where else we go. God, they're giving me that song. They're giving me a song now by Stevie Nicks. We get lots of music on here, guys. If you're new here, we get given a lot of music just to kind of, I think it's just to really take us to a feeling place sometimes. I'm getting that Stevie Nicks song, like by Fleetwood Mac. Actually, that, is it Mick Fleetwood was in that movie, Finding Joe, too? Did you guys notice that out of Fleetwood Mac? I thought that was really interesting. The drummer was in that movie, Finding Joe. How he always wanted to be a drummer from a kid, and he pursued his passions and goals. I'm getting that song, stand up, in the middle of our room, I could not see you. Stand back. I don't know what the song is. I'm just getting that tune. It's just, Stevie Nicks sings it. I'm sure it's Stevie Nicks, not the other girl. I could not see you. Stand up. Is it stand up, stand back? Anyway, you guys will figure out the song. In the middle of my room, I could not see you. Oh, I wish I could think of the name of the song. Sorry, guys, I'm not very good at singing. I'm not very good at getting to the names of the song. It's because the guides only give me little portions of the song, so I only get a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here, a little bit there. And then I have to try and, is it Dancing in a Line? Oh, I can't think of it. But that's the song for us. So whatever message is in that song, that's the song for us to play. Even if it could be that we're standing in a line. So we're all still standing in a line. And the message that I'm getting, like, really from the song is that we've got to really stand up in our pride. We keep getting pride. It's Pride Weekend, I think, here in Australia. The Mardi Gras or something's on there, the Pride marches. But we've got to stay in our pride and stand strong. Like, stand strong. I always talk about us having our heads high, not up above people, but just, you know, hold your head up, be confident, have good body language, but trust and sort of believe in your decision-making processes and never shy away from who you really are and the choices that you've made is what I'm getting around that song. Oh, I hope I've got the right song. Anyway, go play it. Let's see what's in it. We'll figure it out. We always do, don't we, guys? You guys always help me heaps, so thank you. Okay, let's keep going. God, I'm getting, this is really weird. I don't know if you guys, I've got the feeling there's a movie called Dante's Peak. Has anyone heard of that out there? My daughter's writing storybooks at the moment. She's only 13 and she's very creative. She's an artist, like a real artist. It just pours out of her, and she's really creative at writing too. So she's writing this book and she's got this little character in it called Dante. And it's just come to me then. There's a movie called Dante's Peak. Now, I've never seen it. I don't know anything about it, but I'm guessing it's about someone on a mountain. I'm hoping that's what it is. Dante's Peak. Dante's Peak. Well, if anyone's seen it out there, let us know what it's about. I'm guessing it's like a mountain climb. You know, I'm getting like Himalayan mountain, someone conquering. These are just the words guides are giving me. But this is us. This we've made it to the top of this mountain, and the guides always give us that song by Josh Groban. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. Such a beautiful song. Play that today, guys. Guides are saying play it anyway, because it's just, you know, they always are really proud of our achievements and what we've done over the last 3 years. But I'm getting this Dante's Peak. So whether that story, I'm not sure. Is it about someone who wanted to accomplish their dreams and really get to the peak of their mountain climbing? I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I'm just getting that image for us though, like that we've like made it to the top. We fought hard, we battled hard, like we climbed and climbed and climbed, but we've got there, and that's what the guides want us let us know. We can rest now. That's the message they're giving me. It's time to rest for us. And I think that would definitely be around protests and standing up. It's time for us to rest. Rest and recuperate, the guides are saying, because that's how you keep your strength up. We always get the muscle arm visual. I think it's on our patches somewhere. I don't know. We've got so many patches on the Braveheart, Biker, Freedom Fighter, Maverick, Rebel jackets. So we've got to really rest up. It's really important now. It's crucial to our own health to do that. Walk with confidence, heads up, but also rest up. A lot of us are really good at having the Epsom salts baths and lavender baths, and we do things that help us to relax, I think, anyway. So that's a message that I'm really getting for us today. Dante's Peak. I don't know. Tell me if you've seen the movie, but I'm sure there's a movie called Dante's Peak. All right, let's see if there's something to close with today. Oh, and they're relating it to this little... Oh, the gods are funny. They're relating that we're like these little steam engines. You know how you fill up the coal? You know, you see it on Thomas the Tank Engine, that little show. And you get this little Puff and Billy, like, steam engine. Well, that's us. We just keep going. We keep going. And they're giving me that little song, I think I can, I know I can, I think I can, I know I can, I think I can, I know I can. We've got this like gritty determination, and it's that little Puff and Billy. It's something from a show from, is it a long time ago? I don't know. But it's that Puff and Billy thing. I think I can, I know I can, I think I can, I know I can. And you keep pushing and pushing forward. Well, that's us. We're like these little Puff and Billy trains that just keep moving forward, just at a really nice pace. But we think see, if we put our mind to something, we can. We think, if we think we can, we can. And that's the image I'm getting for us. We're just like these little Puff and Billy steam trains chuffing along. I think I can, I know I can, I think I can, I know I can. and we do, we rise to the top. We eventually get there. It's like the train, it's like, you know, the mountain peak, going up the mountain. That's another image I'm getting for us today. We're very determined. We're determined. We're determined to make a difference. We're determined to get the truth out. And we're determined to get our freedom and our lives back on track, meaning on track. All right, let me see if there's something to close with. Hang on a minute. Oh, we're getting a song. We're getting a song by, oh, what's it? Split Ends, is it? Split Ends, I think it is. Kiwi band, yes, Neil Finn and Tim Finn. We claim them a bit as Australians, so, because I love Neil Finn. He's one of my favourite singers, guys. Oh, God, I love his voice. And I'm getting that song to finish off today, and it's history never repeats. I tell myself before I go to sleep, there's a light shining in the dark. And da-da-da, and ba-ba-ba-ba. Now that's the song I'm going to leave you with today. History never repeats. So it sounds like if we get enough people waking up, history will never repeat. We're not going to have to go through this crazy clown show, circus event again. So fingers crossed, the shift happens, the world wakes up, and we never have to repeat this stupid nonsense and garbage again in our lives. And that's the song I'm going to leave you with today. History never repeats. And it doesn't really, if you think about it. It's always, when something does come up, it's always different. Like, you know, I mean, this is sort of something that we've never seen before, isn't it? The pandemic clown show event. So hopefully history won't repeat. But we've got to go listen to that song by Split Ends. I'll leave it on my Facebook page, guys. History never repeats. I tell myself before I go to sleep. All right, go and play a bit of music today. It looks like we've got a few songs to add to the playlist today, guys. And I will say goodbye from Australia. Not too many predictions today, but maybe that's because there's so many protests and global stand-ups and fight-backs going on, which is a really good thing. So let's try and get some feedback, guys. Let's tell everybody what's going on where we're living. And I will say goodbye from Australia. Hit the like buttons. Please subscribe if you haven't. And always comment. You know that I'll get back to you. And it takes me a couple of days, but I'll always get back to you because you're really important to me. Have a great weekend, everybody. I'm going to cool off now because it's very, very hot. And I will say goodbye from Australia. Take care. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye, everyone. Bye.